You had the feeling fucking world record.
Keep this in.
No.
Yes, everyone, welcome back. This is the Fixture List. Stephen Howson, Joe Smith.
Hello.
All right.
Yeah, how are you doing?
All right, I guess.
Oh, good. Good to hear it.
Is that it?
No.
Are we done?
No. Plenty to talk about today. What are we talking about?
Right. Oh, we're going to talk about pre-season, I think, because probably just past the halfway point of it.
Yeah.
Would it be fair to say? Probably a little bit more than the halfway point of it. United look good and bad at the same time.
Well, United look like United reserves, which is what it is. There's two, basically, of everyone that's played, two of them have got a chance of starting that first game if everyone's fit. Wan-Bissaka, Mason Greenwood. That's basically it. So it looks as though we're seeing what we're seeing, but it's nice to see a few people sort of standing out a little bit.
Namely?
Anthony Elanga's been pretty good, hasn't he?
I wonder if he is on the cusp of being given the opportunity to take this shit to the next level. Because this football for academy players, when you're breaking through, it's all about the opportunity that you're given. If you look at, like, let's say Ethan Laird, he's unfortunately got a £50 million fullback in front of him. United are clearly trying to buy another one in Trippier. They've also got Delo on the books. You've got players who could fill in there if needed.
Brandon Williams there who can play right back.
Brandon Williams is theoretically should be higher in the pecking order than him just because he's played more first team football. Like, the opportunity hasn't yet arrived for him the way it arrived for both Williams and Rashford. And to a certain extent, the opportunity wasn't there for Mason. Mason sort of has been, like, deliberately brought into the team.
Yeah.
Elanga might have the opportunity now, though. Rashford's out.
Yeah.
Tony Marshall's only just started training.
Yeah. And wasn't great, wasn't too difficult to displace from last season's
No, he wouldn't have been.
performances.
And he looks bright. And I'm wondering, does he look bright because he started pre-season, because you saw it, didn't we? We saw all the footage of him looking like Terminator.
Yeah.
He started it probably a good 5-6 weeks before. Is he just showing signs of being 5 or 6 weeks fitter?
Maybe.
But that might be enough to get your opportunity. And if that's the case, well done him.
And also, a lot of these lads are the ones that didn't go to an international tournament, that didn't go away for the last month. So, I know Donny was injured, I know Mason was injured, or supposedly injured. But generally speaking, most of these people haven't been away. They should all be as fit as him. That's the whole reason they're playing now, because they haven't been to the Euros or to the Copa America. So I think one thing that's impressed me with him is his finishing is, if not excellent, certainly very competent, which is something that a lot of the younger lads, when they're coming through...
Brentford.
Yeah, it's sensational. A lot of the young players coming through, they've got the touch, they've got the dribble, they've got a bit of the vision, maybe they're not physically there, and the finishing we can work on. He's, falling backwards to control your body, to get your weight and your balance right, to put the ball in. That's a brilliant finish that he scored against Brentford.
He's got a tempo about him as well.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's got a sort of when he gets on the ball, it feels like something's always happening, and he's moving even before he gets it. I really like him.
I think he's done well. Andy P, he's doing what he usually does in pre-season.
Andy P?
Andy P.
Who's that then?
Andreas Pereira.
Oh, right, of course. Andy P, sorry. I was thinking Andy Pandy. Like, who's Andy? Andy, come on. Andy P is a scaffolder in Withenshaw. He's not Andreas Pereira with his dyed blonde hair.
Andy P.
Andy P, got him.
He is the king of pre-season.
Yeah.
And he'll have you saying outrageous shit, especially when he scores bangers like he scored last night.
I said, that is Paul Scholes against Aston Villa. Yeah. I said that about 5 times in a row because I was so stunned. And watching them together, I don't take that back.
Absolutely
it's
not.
as good as that goal.
The problem with Andreas Pereira is always that he's had that in his locker.
Yeah.
He's got a brilliant cross, he's got great vision, he's got great range. His problems with decisions at the time are not the greatest.
Yeah, like we say a lot, he's one of those who's in training must be so good.
Yeah.
I was watching some stuff about basketball and like the sort of NBA like pre-season training and stuff, and how players are just hitting 3 after 3 after 3 because there's no pressure. And these players will go into proper games and they're hitting 1 in 3, 1 in 4. Some of them the bad ones. That's what he's like, I reckon. Pre-season when there's less pressure, in training he must be sensational. When the pressure isn't there. He's got a lot. He's got good balance. He's got a decent sort of dribble, even if you don't go past players. They say good passing, and to be able to hit a ball like that.
Mate, we played him as a 6 back in. Whenever we played Sampdoria in Dublin,
yeah.
Me and Ben went over, watched the game in Dublin, and oh my God, come out going, fucking Pereira, more like fucking Perlero, whatever it's fucking called.
That really works.
Yeah, that works. Flawless.
Andrea Pirlo is what a lot of people call him, aren't they?
Mate, unreal. And then the season starts and you go, oh, fuck off.
Yeah. I wonder what that is. I wonder if he needs either, I mean, he's not that young anymore, is he? I was going to say to get a bit older. Maybe he just needs to go somewhere and be the best player for a not-so-good club.
Granada.
Maybe he needs to go to Granada or, I don't even know, Forest or someone and be like, fuck, how good's he? Because I don't think the higher up he goes, maybe as he gets older, maybe as he might need to
play
get...
for United.
Yeah, he is.
It's not the easiest thing to do.
But even when he's been on loan, he's not necessarily stood out.
That first one, was it Granada he went on his first one? They were raving about him. Then he went to Valencia and didn't do well. But didn't he do all right at Lazio, at least?
Apparently. But again, I don't know if he stood out necessarily. But I just think he's got a lot about him, but just it needs to be in the right arena, I think, and I'm not sure United's that place.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah. Hesse Lingardinho.
Again, he has that. I always think he has that sort of tempo to him as well, where it's like he's moving before the ball's even got to him. He's always just...
His movement's always...
He's taking a step. He's taking a step every single time. You just think, well, I mean, Solskjaer kind of said, didn't he? Some of these players, if they're not fit enough, they're not going to be in the starting 11 when they come back. Like, basically saying, if you're playing against Brentford, prove to me that you're ready to start against Leeds. And maybe Jesse's going to be able to put himself forward for that. I don't think he's been amazing. I think he's been good, and I think we've seen basically what you see from Jesse Lingard, which is great movement, decent passing range, but nothing exceptional, and the odd long shot. But it seems... I know we've still got a long time left, and I'm almost being tricked by the fact that we've made early signings into thinking, well, Jesse ain't going anywhere because it's near the end of the window. It's not near the end of the window. We've got over a month left of the transfer window.
Still July, Joe.
It's insane. We've got Varane
bought
and Sancho
in July.
I know. So he may well still leave, but at the minute you sort of think, well, the season starts in 2 weeks and none of our actual players are back. He's probably the best option. He might well start that game against Leeds.
Could do. Solskjaer said something today, the club put it on the website today. Did you see it?
Don't think so.
Talking about Tuanzebe going out on loan, potentially.
Okay.
But Newcastle's been touted for that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because Phil Jones is part of his plans.
I did see this. Phil Jones is back in training, which is great to see. Just coming back from his injury, which has kept him out for 18 months.
Has it? What injury was it?
Just bad legs, isn't it? Just really sore.
It was 18 months of, what's up with him? Don't know.
Yeah.
Is he coming back? Don't know. And now he's in pre-season.
The thing with Phil Jones is, and I'm not saying he's a great centre-back by any means, but he's played a lot of Premier League games.
Oh, yeah.
He has.
No, yeah.
I'm not saying he's played 600, but he's played surely over 100 Premier League games.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
which is...
Over 10 years,
okay.
not that many.
Okay, well, let me say, he's played plenty of Premier League games.
Or you could say he's played Premier League games.
No, because that suggests he's played 5 or 6. What I'm saying is, we've got a big enough sample size of Phil Jones to know that whilst he's a bit goofy, whilst he's a bit pantomime at times, he's not the worst centre-back in the league by any means.
No.
And he's not the worst person to have on the bench as your sort of second or third option behind Bailly and Lindelof. I don't think it's impossible that he could, we're not going to send him on loan. We obviously can't sell him because he's on too much money and that seems to be impossible. So it makes sense to me, send Tuanzebe on loan. He's someone who could come back in the future and play. Keep Phil Jones on the bench, maybe play him against MK Dons in the Carabao Cup or something like that. And he's not the worst player in the world.
No, that's perfectly logical thing to do, with what you've just said. But it's what he represents, Joe.
I agree with that.
It's the fact that he's probably earning more than 4 or 5 players that are on the pitch. Mm-hmm. And has earned that probably without playing in 2 years.
Yeah.
That's ultimately just poor management from the club, and it's just absolutely objectively not good enough.
No, I agree with that. And he's sort of...
And also, do you even know what level he's going to be after 18 months out?
We don't. But as my client, which he is, I believe that he can make a real strides and maybe play some Champions League group games this year, assuming United qualify after 3 games. I think the thing with Phil Jones is, though, that he represents, like you said, he's sort of the last of the hangers-on, isn't he? Like, we had people who you could walk... When Ollie walked in, you went, he just isn't good enough. He just isn't good enough.
That was Fellaini.
He just isn't good enough.
Young.
Well, that was Young, Fellaini, Smalling,
Sanchez,
Jones. There were these people who you go, we just know it's not going to work, but somehow they're still here.
And fair play to Ollie.
Yeah.
He's slowly just fucking eradicated
But
them
he's
all.
the last one. He's the sort of the last of the last of the real obvious ones. There are, Pereira you could put on that list, and there's a couple
Some
of
people have said Lingard's on that list.
Lingard's on that list perhaps, but he's proven himself at West Ham to be, at least a passable top flight player. Phil Jones is the real last one where you go, that just isn't right that this is still going on.
No, mate, we're going to be unveiling Varane. Why did I say Fellaini then?
Let's get Fellaini back.
We're going to be unveiling Varane.
Come on.
And you're going to see Phil Jones trip up over something in the background. That's...
I know, I agree. But let's just, he's a good guy. Keep him on the box. Enjoy himself.
My nana's a good guy. She's not starting centre half for United.
I'd give her 110 grand a week to play for her.
I'd give her 110 grand a week as well.
She's earned it.
Yeah. She's only about 5 foot, so I don't think she's going to be winning anything.
Much taller.
No, but he was a lot taller.
She's 5 foot and she's 78.
She might be 4'11" or 4'10". She's tiny.
Yeah. Get 2 of her. Has she got any mates of a similar height?
I'm sure.
Get them in a big United top.
Old women don't come in big sizes.
No.
They're all like Russian doll sort of thing.
Audra's here. How big is it? 6'8". Just never heard of it, have you?
No, she ain't.
No, she's not.
She's 3 monkeys in a trench coat is what she is. You behave yourself.
Yeah.
Right then. Who do we need to sign then, Joseph?
I don't think we're not deciding this based on pre-season, are we? Let's be honest.
I would hope not.
No, because all the players are already, none of them are back anyway. I think the one that everyone is talking about is a defensive midfielder, isn't it?
Well, do you think that Paul Pogba's got a role to play in this?
Yeah, well, that's the rumour is. Well, here's 2 things I've heard from the same journalist. One was, if United are going to buy anyone, it depends on Paul Pogba leaving. The other was, if United buy a midfielder, then Matic can leave. So, how does that work then? So, we're going to be down a man either way, because if Pogba goes, then Matic can go because we bought a new midfielder. So that didn't make sense to me. It's like, can Matic leave or can he not leave?
Have you only just come to realise that the tabloids chat utter bollocks?
Yeah, so we're going to be losing 2 midfielders and bringing 1 in. So if we're willing to be 1 down, why not just let Matic go anyway? Who knows? Anyway, tell you what's nice though, before we get fully into this chat, that almost every single Manchester United fan, with the exception of a handful, all agree there is one position that we really need to fix, and after that, it's kind of looking decent everywhere. When's the last time we could say that? Like, yes, the striker situation isn't ideal because he's only got 1 year left, but we know he's very good.
He'll do.
Yeah, he'll do.
And we'll sort him out next year.
Yeah.
Because let's just play fantasy football for a minute, right?
Please.
Because we kind of did that with the last 2 transfers, so fuck it, right? If we go on Eddie, you can do us a season and we'll line up that big Norwegian idiot for next year, right? Yeah, Haaland. Not whoever.
Ollie.
We already got him. Yeah. If that was the plan, well, fuck me, what a plan.
Yeah.
Now, obviously United would never come out and say that. It's not something, they would never even leak that. But that would be mega, because then you go, okay, like, what is now our weakest position? Might be left wing. It might be right back.
Yeah.
It might be number 8. It might be goalkeeper. It very much could be goalkeeper. It might be left back. Like it could literally pop to one of the other positions. But now you're nitpicking.
Yeah.
Now it's not the why haven't we signed a right winger again?
Now it's like,
for 7 years.
Improve on Wan-Bissaka?
Yeah.
Can we improve on?
But you've got Wan-Bissaka,
Yeah.
who's pretty damn good.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's been a long time since we've been in that position. And I mean, I'm not saying it's the plan as in it's already sorted, it's a done deal. I think that is the plan. I think the plan is Cavani 1 more year, Haaland. Let's beat everyone else out. We're all willing to pay his buyout clause. We're going to get him. I think that's the plan. And I think that might fail, but I think Ollie's going 1 more year and then we get that freak in. I honestly think that's what it is. And right, so 2 months ago, we were chatting just before the end of the season about transfers. You weren't particularly optimistic based on what you'd heard, based on what we've seen in the past. From where we were then to now, we're sat here, Sancho and Varane have both signed. How surprised are you by all this, by the way?
Not only that, but the little birdies that I talk to are saying that we are at least trying. No, not for him. The one that gets my tent pitched.
Oh, Sal Niguez. Really?
Sal Niguez.
Sal Niguez.
We're going to at least try for him.
Yeah.
What?
That's exciting, isn't it?
See all that rum there?
Yeah.
You fucking won't in about 6 weeks' time if we do.
So what do you think of all this so far then? How happy and impressed are you?
Well, do you know what? I was going to do a video today, and I'll break a bit of news for you guys. What are we in now? How far are we in now, Will? 15 minutes in, so you're the real deal.
You've earned it.
You've earned it. You've earned a little bit of...
I don't even know what I was about to say.
No, you don't. I was going to tell you off camera in a bit, but I'll tell you on camera now and get your genuine reaction.
Go on.
So, and Will can attest to this, we were going to do an IMO today. Two journalists yesterday did an article talking about the role John Murtagh and Darren Fletcher have played. They're not playing any role yet.
What?
They're not doing anything yet. Now, I was going to do a video bigging them up. Look at what they've done. They've just brought in these two.
Yeah.
They haven't done it, though. Now, what does that mean? That means Woodward and Matt Judge have done it. Now, I didn't want to put a video out today saying, hey, those journalists are wrong and Woodward and Matt Judge did this shit, but that's the case.
So
I'm not doing a video because I'm not fucking giving Woodward any credit for anything.
So what are they doing then? Because I saw Darren Fletcher in the stand yesterday and he had a club tracksuit on still. So that's something. He took notes at one point.
They're learning the job. They are interning almost, if you like. They haven't fully taken control of those tasks yet. It's too big a job to just right one for goal, left one for stop. So let's go.
It needs to be a sort of 3-6 month period where you're like, here's how everything in the biggest company in England works.
So it's being theorised that there's a bit of a PR thing at play here, and half of me kind of hopes there is. That they're going, look at what they did.
But actually, it's the villains. It's Woodward and Judge doing it.
I'll give you an example. I'll take you back to Afghanistan 2006.
There we go.
It was a hot summer. There was a convoy that was attacked. American convoy that was attacked, and it was...
If you tell me Matt Judge was in this convoy, I'm going to shit myself.
He wasn't in this convoy.
Okay.
It was an American convoy.
Right.
Neither were the Glazers. Convoy was hit at the front, it was hit at the back. Typical fucking textbook killing zone created. There was being attacked from the top of a cliff. Free power flew out in 2 Chinooks, to neutralise what was going on. We called in Apaches, knocked the fuck out of them at the top. A third Chinook was flown in full of A&A, Afghan National Army troops, led by a British captain and some photographers to take pictures of them defeating the Taliban. They didn't land till it was over. It's propaganda, Joseph. And I seen with my own eyes, we might be seeing it again.
Interesting. Obviously not on the same sort of...
No, a bit different.
Not the same risk level.
No, bit different.
But in terms of like, let's get these people in, you take the pictures, you're getting the credit. Why do you think United are willing to do that? Because they want to set up a good standing for these... Because, I'll tell you one thing actually.
Darren Fletcher and John Murtagh was given a bit of shit when they took over jobs for the boys.
Yeah, exactly. And also, they know that Woodward and Judge aren't popular. And United's PR team aren't Matt Judge and Ed Woodward. They're different. They are different people who are, generally speaking, and the also, PR team is pretty competent.
Woodward signing Varane still keeps Woodward in it doesn't take him up to notch one.
So let's with this new era of Woodward's leaving anyway.
Clean slate.
We need to get John Murtagh and Darren Fletcher some good PR. And you've just ruined it, so well done for that, Steve.
Awesome.
Very interesting.
So that's why I'm not doing a video on that, because one, I'll just get abused and people tell me I'm wrong. Well, fucking trust me, I'm not wrong, right? I wanted to be wrong. I actually tried to see if I could speak to Darren Fletcher about what his role is. I still might get to speak to Darren Fletcher about what his role is, but ultimately...
Very, very interesting, that.
What's out there and the reality, not necessarily lining up on the same page yet. Not to say they've not had thoughts, input at all. I'm sure they have. But
they're not leading the charge.
And I also think that, someone was saying, oh, did Rio's text fucking get Varane over the line? Like, no, I think it was done probably, or it's been worked on for like 3 or 4 months. This is the party afterwards.
Yeah.
And
also the Sancho thing, whilst, yes, we got it done early, really we got it done
a year ago.
11 months late.
Yeah.
So it's not as though that deal hasn't been this close to being done for basically a year. The Varane one's impressive. That is impressive.
It's impressive, but it happened because he had some weird desire to come and play for United.
Well, whatever it is, still worked out well and it looks good.
Well, capitalising on it, because there's been players available of that ilk that we've not got before. And we've gone, oh, he'd have been really good for us, but anyway. And we've actually pulled the trigger on him this time, and I'm fucking excited.
Yeah,
I am genuinely excited about Rafael Varane coming to Manchester. I think it'd be really good. We'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, we will.
Is there any horse racing on this weekend?
Well, there's always horse racing on.
No, but you said that and then it stopped for
Yes,
3
but
months.
it's a catchphrase. Just because it stopped for a year doesn't mean that they actually stopped the catchphrase. There's always horse racing on stay.
Right. Anything good?
Yeah.
What?
Well, it's not good, but it is glorious.
And it's good wood.
It's average at best, I'll be honest.
Joe, what is Glorious Goodwood? Because I googled that and went to a naughty website.
Well, there's 5 days at Glorious Goodwood and the action sort of reaches a crescendo on Saturday. We have 7 races, all brilliant races, but the highlights, the Steward's Cup. It's a 6 furlong handicap. There's going to be about 20 odd horses in here going over 6 furlongs, full pelt. It's going to be a cracking race.
Who's going to win it?
Well, the favourite's been pulled out at the last minute. I can't imagine that you boys are going to be backing Bielsa in it. So I think the winner's going to be Miras. It's running for Mark Johnston. Was 6th last year, but it's a bit more experienced this year. It's got a top jockey in Ryan Moore booked, and it's just starting to come into a bit of form. It's about 16 to 1. That'd be my shout.
That's a good one.
You like a 16 to 1. At first, do you know when he said the favourite's pulled out at the last minute? I thought pulled out at the last minute was the name of a horse. Do you know, because they're all weird names. I was like, pulled out at the last minute, I'll put my money on that. I was like, no, it's actually pulled out.
Joe, what's the odds on Bielsa?
You'll probably get about 12 to 1, maybe a little bit bigger.
That's not bad on a bloke in his 60s.
It's not bad. They're not bad. And he spends most of his time sitting on a bucket.
It's if you can shout Bielsa home, though, isn't it, really? I mean, I'm not sure. Can you guys be doing that?
That'd be tough, wouldn't it? Come on, Bielsa. You like him, though, don't you?
I do like him. I can't wait for... Listen, it's going to go tits up for Koeman at Barcelona.
Yeah.
Nailed on.
Yeah.
Bielsa is made for that
It's
job.
already gone tits up for Koeman at Barcelona. There's a lot of managers in jobs at the minute where it's already gone wrong, but they're just sticking with them. Like Poch at PSG. Yeah. It's like, we already didn't win the league,
Wayne Rooney hit
but
Derby
we've got to keep going.
Away.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, what else is there on Saturday then? So that's the Stewards Cup. That's the 340. 225 grand to be won. Apparently this dates back to the 1830s.
Yeah, it does. It's one of the longest sort of handicaps in this calendar, and it's one of the biggest betting races in Britain. So there'll be plenty of money being thrown around on Saturday at the Stewards Cup, that's for sure.
And apparently there's 28 runners as well, or there was, I guess, till a favourite pulled out.
Yeah, there's usually just shy of 30, and they all go down 6 furlongs at Goodwood, which is a downhill track. So they do reach some speed down there, that's for sure.
All I can hear is chaos, and I like chaos. Last four winners have all been 20 to 1 or higher.
Ooh, we like that.
3 of the last 4 have been 20 to 1 or higher. Yeah, it's a really, really good race. Like you say there, if you like chaos, it is chaos. There's always something going on in the Stewards Cup.
What else is happening, Joe?
Well, the race before that, we've got the Lily Langtry, and that's a cracking race as well. And we've got a horse called Wonderful Tonight running in that. So that's she's sort of maybe going to be like a British hopeful at what they call the Arc de Triomphe at the end of the year. So she's going to be a short price on Saturday, but yeah, another race that'll be a cracking race to watch, and hopefully Wonderful Tonight can get another win on the board.
What's the odds on that?
She'll be odds on. I think she's about 4 to 5 at the minute, so she'll be a short price, but she should win.
You like that 16 to 1, don't you?
I do like a 16 to 1, yeah. 7 to 1 or 16 to 1. I'll play with that.
Beckham or Keane?
Yeah, evens. Nah. No, I don't dig an even. A 3 to 1, behave. 2 to 1, stop it. 4 to 1, no.
3 to 1, you've got to put 30 quid on, haven't you?
It's just
Whereas a
nonsense.
16 to 1, chuck a fiver on.
Yeah.
You're in for some cash.
Yeah, man, and Milky Bars are on me, lads.
Yeah.
Or 15 times out of 16. They're not. That's how odds work. Anyway, Joe, where can everyone find everything they need to know about Glorious Goodwood this week?
All the Glorious Goodwood stuff, your tips, your write-ups, everything will be on gg.co.uk. So make sure you head over to GG. We've got loads of stuff planned this weekend, so get over there.
All right, superb. Right. Cheers, Joe. Thanks for tuning in. All that stuff will be in the description below if you want to go check that out.
Brilliant. Cheers, guys.
You've been watching the Olympics then, Steve?
Watch a little bit.
The 5 rings, love all of them, don't we? Which favourite colour of the rings, of those ones?
Red.
The red one's nice, isn't it? I like the green one. Is there a green one? It's a good one though, isn't it, if there is?
Oh, what is it? Is it red, yellow, green, black and blue?
Yeah, maybe white one as well.
No, the flag's white.
Oh yeah, red, yellow, green, black, blue. Lovely. Lovely little logo. It's good that, isn't it?
Isn't that supposed to represent all the continents?
It is, but there's more than 5 continents, so that's weird.
Well, maybe Antarctica's the white.
Love that. And Australia can fuck off. That's a continent these days.
Australasia.
But that's not a continent.
It's just made up, innit?
Yeah. New Zealand isn't in a continent, by the way. You can Google that at home.
Wait, what?
Australia is a continent. North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Antarctica, New Zealand, which is not in one.
That can't be right.
It is. Google it.
Is it Oceania? Is that the
Some people
continent?
call it that. Technically, it's Australia.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, what's going to happen is people are going to Google this in the comments, prove me wrong, and I'm going to go, well, what do you expect? I'm not a geologist. But I'm pretty certain, because I've Googled before, what continent is New Zealand in, and the internet didn't know. Have you watched much of it?
Bits, yeah. I've not been religiously watching it. I've been too busy, to be honest, but yeah. I've watched bits.
Do you know much about Adam Peaty? Do you know this guy?
We talked about him on the XG files the other day. He's the breaststroke geezer.
The guy's an absolute freak.
Yeah.
And I'm sure maybe this is what Ronaldo said to you, but the top 20 times in the 100-metre breaststroke are all by him. He won the gold medal, by the way, for Britain. It's the best ever lineup, the fastest ever lineup in a pool at once.
Smoked it.
And he's winning it by like a second or thereabouts, which is a lot in 100 metres. Just sensational. Does a few TikToks as well. Slightly weird guy. But the fastest breaststrokeist of all time.
Ronaldo knows his baby mama.
It's interesting. Tell me more.
They went to uni together.
Did they? Is he quite young then, Adam Peaty?
No, his missus is.
Interesting. Very good stuff.
I thought he was like my age.
Speaking of young, at the age of 13, Japan's Momiji Nishita made history on Monday by being the first ever Olympic gold medal in the women's street skateboarding. 13, so not women's then, children's street skateboarding. Because if she committed a crime, she wouldn't even go to prison. She just goes to like a school with some handcuffs.
I'll get grounded.
That's it. You just get grounded.
Can't ground me, I've got a gold medal.
Yeah, if I push an old lady over, I go to prison for ABH. If she pushes an old lady over, she gets a slap on the wrist and she gets grounded for 2
You
weeks.
can't slap them anymore.
Really?
You get a good telling off. And maybe not even a good telling off anymore. Maybe they get down to eye level with them and they ask them if everything's all right at home. She's getting like nonsense.
So to call that women's street skateboarding a sham, but actually it's actually more impressive because she's up against adults.
Didn't Britain put a 12-year-old in?
I think it was 13 as well. It's amazing. It's amazing that there are certain sports. Gymnastics was traditionally the big one, wasn't it? And then now skateboarding, we've got a 13, 14-year-old. There's a 13-year-old who's won a gold. That some sports you peak at about 29, 30, where you've got the mixture of experience and you've still got some athleticism left. Some sports, you just smash it when you're 14. Yeah. And gymnastics can be one of them, skateboarding can be one of them. It's mad, those sports, isn't it? So weird that you can just somehow not get better from that age
we
to
mentioned
25.
This, women's tennis, they seem to be very, very young.
Yeah.
Gymnastics is a very young thing.
Yeah.
That's probably an agility thing, I imagine. It gets harder as you get older.
Sure.
The men's one seems to be the opposite because it's all about the strength, because there's a lot of like crosses and like the horse and all that sort of caper. Yeah. And then you've got the 100 metres. Yeah. Like, that's a traditionally Usain Bolt aside thing where the winners are in the 30s. Yeah. It's mad how age plays such a role in so many of these sports. Where you're like, oh, you're 21? Yeah. Fuck it off, lad.
Yeah. Because also, 13, that's like, you aren't even grown yet.
No.
Not only are you young and maybe immature and you haven't got... Like when I was 13, because I was always tall, I couldn't even walk properly. I was still trying to make sure it landed under me each time. Because I was like, what's this new shin doing? She's 13, winning gold medals in control and balance and skill. Incredible, absolutely incredible. And she might be a foot taller than she is now by the next Olympics. How good will you be at skateboarding then? Who knows? But very impressive. Momiji Nishita, amazing.
Winning anything like winning a gold medal, that's like people's lifetime dreams. You've not even been alive a lifetime.
No. You don't even remember London 2012. Literally doesn't. She was like 4 when that happened. What? That was like, in my head, that was one Olympics. She's got a memory of 1 Olympics. That's it. She can remember 1.
One, and the one she was in.
And then she's in it. She's in the next one. She's got 1 Olympic memory, and she's just won a gold. It's absolutely sensational.
It's wild. Yeah. Actually, when you put it in those sorts of terms, She was 9 at the last Olympics. She's been at 8 at the last Olympics.
She doesn't even really remember Frank Lampard as a footballer. She just knows him as a manager. Sensational. Absolutely
13.
stunning. Absolutely stunning. The women's 100-metre final is Saturday the 31st of July. This Saturday, basically. That's always one to look out for, 1:50 p.m. And the men's 100-metre final, Sunday the 1st of August, the day after, 24 hours later.
Who's in it?
1:50. What?
Who's going to be in it?
Here's the problem, right?
No one.
No one. No one you know. None of the Asafa Powells, none of the Gatlins, none of the
Johan
Blakes.
Blake?
I don't know if he's knocking about or if he's just not that quick anymore, but I've just had a look at a list of the top sprinters.
His name was not on it.
No, but Zarnell Hughes of Great Britain seems to be the fastest option that we've got. A lot of Americans.
He's actually got a quick time from what I've seen.
9.91.
What about there's a guy called Trayvon.
Trayvon's looking pretty good as well. He's American. Let me just remember what I know about him just off the top of my head. Just think it's so hard to think sometimes.
Just not scrolling or anything.
Not scrolling anyway. I've gone past him. Just keep talking. I actually can't find him here.
You got DeGrasse, he's a Canadian.
Yeah, Canadian. Trayvon Bromwell, you say. I'm just thinking about him now. He's always been earmarked as a potential 100-metre gold winner, but if he fills that potential in Tokyo, it will cap an incredible story, Steve. Right. And I'm sure you knew that. None of the big boys that we have come to know and love and despise for cheating. And then, here's an interesting stat though. Whoever wins this will be the first person not called Usain Bolt to win 100-metre gold in 15 years. That is sensational, isn't it? Which is mad because in my head, obviously I know Bolt's been knocking back for a while and, but I thought like Justin Gatlin and that lot probably won it 10 years ago. But it's like 15 years he's dominated for.
What was it, 2004?
2004 was the last person that wasn't him.
All right.
So it's just...
17 years.
Yeah, ridiculous. So it's a very long time. It's going to be someone probably we don't know. Hopefully, like we were saying before, it can be the British lad, but you're never quite sure with 100 metres.
I said, Joe, let's do a sweepstake on who's going to pop for drugs, because that's a more exciting.
I'll set up the whiteboard, get all the names on and just start taking bets.
Yeah. There's always one.
Yeah, there's always
one.
There's got to be, surely. One thing that's interesting though, that makes it slightly less exciting, ever since I've been watching, even pre-Bolt, you had the feeling the fucking world record.
Keep this in.
No. Ever since I've been watching, you always had the feeling that the world record could get broken. You're watching it thinking, come on, can he beat it? Can he do it? Now, what is it, 9.59? None of these are going to beat that. I don't know if they'll probably never be in the whole career. We're waiting for the next freak to come along that Usain Bolt was. So that's the one worry with it, isn't it? You think we're not going to see a world record here.
Oh, we got within half a second of Bolt's time. Well done.
Yeah, if you get under 10 seconds, that's still considered excellent, and that is half a second slower than Bolt. That's astonishing. Absolutely astonishing. So, still watch it. Still my favourite event. Some of the weightlifting's been excellent as well. The swimming's always fun. The gymnastics is always massively impressive. Like the rings and stuff, you think, the balance and the strength and all that.
Have you seen some of the videos of what used to win gold like 50 years ago?
Yeah, just some bloke going...
It's like a guy doing a tipple over.
Yeah, just...
and a stand-up going, ta-da!
Yeah.
And everyone going, fucking outrageous!
Yeah.
Go on, like, what?
Look at that. He did a full
Now people are doing...
Yeah.
I don't even know how they mark it, because how do you even see what they're doing?
Yeah, like quadruple front flips and stuff.
Yeah, and the tumbling sideways in the middle of it, and then they land and go backwards. Oh, it's outrageous, isn't it?
Yeah, like Tom Daly, who won, him and his partner won the gold at the diving. That was like a ridiculous, I think 4.5 somersaults in the air. Like 20 years ago, no one was even trying that.
Has anyone ever done a running bomb?
I don't think they have.
Just for bands.
Just for John Smith's bands.
Yeah.
But no one's fat enough. That's why it works. If Tom Daly did a running bomb, there's no real bomb. It's just a running grenade at best. So we'll have to see about that. But yeah, Saturday and Sunday, 100 metres, 100 metres. Very exciting.
That's worth looking at.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers for tuning in, everybody. As usual, make sure to go and check out gg.com, see what's happening this weekend at Glorious Goodwood. Don't Google it. But check out gg.com and you'll keep your browser clean. And we will see you next week, or maybe we won't. We'll see. Laters.